Hello, my friends, families, and colleagues. I just published a video about Zumzulas. For those who didn't see that video and you wonder, what freak is a Zumzula? Well, this is Zumzula. This is something we are not supposed to touch. Otherwise, my whole videos, everything will be out. Well, I have backup on BitChute and Rumble, but unfortunately, in each one of these channels, I have less than 1,000 people following me, and I have almost 8,000 here. And my thing is not popularity. My thing is trying to reach people, because the most difficult thing for us is to accept truth, because we cannot relate to it. It is completely different from anything we know and anything we have been told, and not just a little different. It is opposite. So, and not enough of us who are awakened to the truth are talking about it, especially when it comes to health and the field of medicine, which the health department became. You know, it's not, medicine is not to heal you, medicine is to harm you. That's why it's a medicine. And the science behind it is inverted because it's controlled by cabal, by people who invert everything. And this is why I call it science, not science. So, in the video I just published, I mentioned that Zumzulas basically do not come through air and through exchange of fluids. In most cases, if that would be the case, then it would take a year before it spreads around the planet. Even with planes going back and forth, it would take, and between people, you know, it takes time. And lately, Zumzula spreads. Today you hear about it in Hong Kong, and tomorrow the whole country is closing. Not this one, but in the world, whole world is closing down. So definitely has nothing to do with Zumzula. So people that received the Zumzula, they have to cleanse. The body wants to cleanse. This is why they have the symptoms. Every symptom that they have, pain, redness, nausea, diarrhea, fever, those are all symptoms of the body trying to eliminate toxin from the blood. Not the body, the blood. Because this is the only part of the body that causes symptoms. Whatever symptom of disease is, it always refers to the same thing. Symptoms that are caused by toxic blood, and it's detox. I have many videos and articles on this. And please go to my site, which every end of the video has the link to my site. There, if you want to contribute, and I thank you. I thank those that do contribute. Thank you very much, because this is what keeps me going. Me and my wife and the families. My wife's family is from Venezuela. They live in Venezuela. And not many people are aware that, for example, monthly salary, retirement pension is $8 a month, and one carton of eggs is more than $4. So you can imagine how people live there. And yes, some people have been generous, they donate. And of course, I don't have a car, because instead of buying a car, I'm sending money and helping people to survive. So whatever if you have, you don't have to send if you don't have, but if you have, please donate. It will be well utilized. It is not going to be sitting in any bank. I don't have a bank account. My wife's bank account is empty. Whatever comes, we take out and we distribute. So this is like helping the whole world. We are now helping each other. Okay, so now as we go through under one video, it was a question, okay, so what is this pulsar you talk about? I don't want to mention the company and stuff like this, because I don't want them to get in trouble more than they are. They're in Canada, and the government is on their back. They even severed connection with me 8 years ago when I started openly talking and pushing the knowledge through videos. I mentioned them a few times, and they cut. Before, I used to get a little kickback from them for using their equipment and promoting it. Since then, it's stopped, because they don't want to be related in any way to me. So I am not talking and mentioning them because I have a profit from there, but it's really great company. This pulsar I have, it's 20 years old. It's the old stuff. It still has the 7-prong connector that used to be in old laptops, because that's how freaking old this stuff is, and still works. And it also, you can use it for making colloidal silver. They have a new version of it with a USB attachment, not like this anymore. All the information you have on my site. Just put pulsar in search engine on my site, and articles will come on it. And if you want to know more or get more information, you can just email me, and you will find email on the site as well, or contact. You can contact me through contact, and I will answer. And I'll give you more information. Again, I don't want to be too specific now because of them. And also this site, when I sold my house in Croatia, I used a lot of money and bought 580 of these pulsers and some magnetic pulsers and some water ozonators, which then I slowly was selling to my clients as making a little profit on it, basically same price as if they would be buying it directly from them because I got break. But this was like putting money in the bank. Of course, this is all gone. So, and now if I want to buy them, I have to pay full price, so it makes no sense. Go and buy there. Anyway, so what is this thing about Pulsar? The company makes two pulsars because this is all Bob Beck's technology. And Dr. Bob Beck was a physicist, doctor of physics that was involved in making a lot of medical electronics, monitors and stuff. And it dawned to him the benefits of electrifying blood. And instead of going to hospital and let them take some blood, electrify it, put it back, and it's nonsense what doctors want to do because there's a big box in this. He found a way how to electrify blood from the outside. He found out what voltage it needs to be and how to push the voltage to go directly into the blood, into the arteries, not into the vein that you see, but where you feel a pulse. That's where you put the probes, the electrodes, and then you wrap it. All is there in a package if you buy the machine. Now, lately I was recommending people, look, if you don't have it, don't go and don't buy it because the new stuff is coming out. And this is completely new ballgame. It's running on frequencies directly addressing your frequency. So there's not going to be any detox because the frequency will just be shifted, adjusted, and you come out healthy. Here we are talking about what we call the med bed, medical bed. But this is being prolonged and prolonged and prolonged, and people are dying from all these sudden deaths. All these children just in a village next to ours a few weeks ago, 5 young men at the same day just collapsed and died. And here every day there is one street block, somebody died every day. So this is happening around the world. It's not being reported because they are waiting to put another announcement that some Zumzula attack occurred and people are dying in droves. This time it will be dying because they will now make it to be published, those deaths. But they will blame them on the new Zumzula that came from air because they stole it from lab and now they are dispersing. Think about it. Okay, Zumzula does not exist. There's nothing there. Even if you look at a microscope, nothing there. But this is a con of the system. So, but what happens is Dr. Brian Ardis, and look at Dr. Brian Ardis because he was checking and connecting the symptoms, what happens with the blood, and the microcoagulations, and all these now heart problems and blood coagulation. Well, it is same to certain poison venoms, animal venoms. And then it was discovered that through the gain of function in these military labs, they are creating microweapons. They are basically creating what they call Zumzula, because every Zumzula has its patent number. Actually, those are poisons. And there's all kinds of stuff in them. But one that causes these coagulations is pinned to animal venoms, especially cobra. But there's also venom of scorpions, and 36 animal venoms have through gain of action being trained to survive in body of other creatures. And when they are in the body, they do what they are programmed to do. In animal, they are located in those toxic glands, and then venom is created and then injected. Platypus is underneath the tail. Snakes are through the hollow teeth. Okay, so that's how they deliver these venoms. Some fish have them on the spines. You step on it and you get that. So they take these, they break them down in single cells, train them to survive in different tissues, and then put them in so they survive in a human body, creating venom and multiplying. And as more venom is being created and multiply, the more coagulations occur. And this is why cleansing is extremely, extremely important. Dr. Ardis also recommends using nicotine patch because notice that nicotine will close receptors. So it will protect the cells. Well, if that's so, then it should protect us also from animal venom from a snake, for example, or scorpion, or centipede. Now, I don't want to test it. If you really want to know, go get yourself bitten by one of those and put a nicotine patch and see how effective it is. But I have noticed, because I recommended a couple of patients who have really terrible problems with water retention in their intestines, and they always feel bloated and they cannot properly function, because even hydration, it's a toxic intestine and holds the toxic liquid. So by putting a patch, we managed to have a diuretic effect that actually was sucking this liquid, and then the diarrhea became a yellow acid. So, okay, it's a targeted cleanse. This is why I say medicinal remedies are great if used correctly and not for extended time, because they are all poisons. Particularly, again, we translate it into vibration. It has to, the particular vibration stimulates body on particular vibratory level, and it can induce forced cleansing. Cleansing is also vibration. So, but there is another thing which Dr. Robert Beck, my brain sometimes freezes. Robert Beck found out that when you electrify the blood, the electric current in that frequency that you push it in actually breaks down venoms. Every animal venom, not plant poisons, but animal venoms. And I can testify to this personally, because one day my wife was bitten by a centipede, and she was bitten once before, so she knows the pain. And when she got bitten, she screamed, and she right away told me, centipede. And we were close to the boat, so we lived on the boat at the time. So we went back to the boat, and we put the pulser on her. And in 10 minutes, the pain was gone. Swelling did not occur, or you can only see the 2 points when centipede bit her on her toe. And she could put shoe and walk and like she was not bitten. It took 10 minutes to do this. So I know it works, because then I also did, another friend of mine got bit by a big wasp and started losing consciousness. And we put, it took me half hour to get to him, so he was already laying down. And we put the pulser on and let it pulsating for 20 minutes. And then I took it off, and everything started calming down, and damage was already done. That was done, but it didn't continue. Venom was broken down, and after that he quickly recovered. Everything was fine. So the stuff really works. So now when we know that doesn't matter what animal venom it is, for example, sea snakes, they have very strong venoms, and we don't have antidotes for them, because very seldom man gets bitten by them, so it makes no sense. Industry doesn't make well on something that they will lose money on, so it's not profitable. They don't do it. But so if you are bitten by sea snake, if you are mariner, and you are going to die, well, not if you have a pulsar. So if you receive the Zumzula, you should cleanse. Drink a lot of plasma and cleanse, and you will be eliminating them. But how long it will take, and will you be able to get everything out that the Zumzula thing itself, that has more things than Zumzulas? Are you going to be able to take everything out? I don't know. I just know that people that I work here locally, some of them were in very, very critical condition. They recovered 100%. And my wife's friend is running around. Yesterday they were here. We had a little time together with her husband and spoke a little bit, and they both look great. He didn't receive Zumzula, but she did 3, but she completely recovered, and she's energetic and runs around, and she doesn't feel any problem. And she even didn't use pulsar. Okay, but I always recommend using, if you can, get it. So I used to say, well, don't buy them because now the new stuff is coming. Yeah, but for some people, maybe too late. So if you have received that Zumzula stuff, I recommend you get one. And this company that you will find also on my site, but also you can send me email and I will give you more information on this. They now make a cheaper version of it. They used to make it and they discontinued it, but now they again make it. I have both and they work exactly the same. And the cheaper one, they call it light, is half price of the standard model. So it's definitely affordable. The problem is I still have a few left, but I cannot send them because 5 years ago, all of a sudden, when I wanted to send it, they were coming back because they became aware of it. And even if I wrote it's a plant growth stimulator, this is I was selling them, sending them, shipping them under this name. They checked it out and sent it right back. So I could not send them anymore. I did use them locally, I still have a few of them in Venezuela. I cannot send them, only within Venezuela. They can go across the border, but they cannot enter different country. Maybe there are some countries which they would go in. But I tried in Europe, several countries. I tried the United States, and they were shipped right back. So this, we can call it pulsar, pulsates electrical currents. Originally is created to stimulate cellular hydration, because as soon as you put it, as soon as the voltage rises in your blood, your cellular receptor goes into override, and production of potassium starts in your cells, which means the active osmotic pump is activated, and you go directly into cellular hydration. And then as soon as cells absorb some of the plasma, they vomit the garbage into the blood. So this pulsar is recommended not to be used for longer than 1 hour, because the blood is going to become so toxic, it makes no sense to push it right back into the cells. So after 1 hour, you just stop and leave at least 5 hours in your body to cleanse the blood, drink plasma, just keep drinking plasma, keep flushing, and then you can have another session of another hour, not too late at night. So this way you still have, after you stop pulsating, you still have 4 hours or so before you go to sleep. So your blood cleanses enough, so while you are sleeping, you can have your natural cycle of hydration and detox. So instead of having one natural cycle, you are having now 3 cycles during 24 hours, which gives much faster results as far as cellular hydration and cleansing goes. Your blood circulation improves much more rapidly. It doesn't do much change as far as organs go that are supplied with lymphatic flow, like brain, eyes, ear, inner ear, basically because of it's a bone structure, bones, joints. It doesn't do such a great job there, so it's much slower, but the toxin comes into blood eventually and then becomes detoxified, so you will have benefit in these areas as well, but not as much as in the areas which are supplied with red blood, because what the changeable electromagnetic field, because it pulsates, it turns the iron in your red blood cells into magnets. So every red blood cell becomes a magnet that flows through your body, and through induction, it is energizing your cells. Of course, there is also magnetic pulsar that has a handle and magnet, and you put it directly on a place, could be on a bone itself. If you have, let's say, cancer on the bone, you pop it there and let it pulsate, let it directly stimulate cells of the affected area, but it only affects that area, so it's about 5 centimeters diameter, like this large, and where you put it, it penetrates about 1 foot. I place it on one side of the head, and I put microphone on the other side, and every time when it shoots the electromagnetic wave, you hear boop, boop, every time it does it. Okay, so again, that's also a good tool, but we are so close to the toppling of the system. I know I said it 2 years ago. It didn't happen. Well, it's happening now. Now it became visible. So I'm sure that we are going to be exposed to these medical beds. If not end of this year that comes. The problem is not medical beds anymore. The problem is people running them, because it is something that you run with your consciousness. And since we still don't know how to use it, we need someone to operate for us. We just go like a zombie, lay down and wait until it's done. And we don't have enough personnel ready to run these medbeds. So it will be first few, and then consciousness is rapidly awakening, and quickly we are going to go into this new state with awakeness, and then many people will know how to run them, and everybody will be exposed to this healing beds. But in the meantime, if you received one of those, or if you have terminal cancer and you don't want to wait, well, if you can afford it, and again, the cheap model is $150, I hear, so I'm sure that you will scrape money for that. It also makes colloidal silver, but if you want to use it to make colloidal silver, it is going to make only colloidal silver, what they call ionic, not in nanoparticles, so it's not finished structure, geometric structure. It does not have all the properties of silver, and it does lousy job. You have to have nanoparticle silver in there, which means bigger, larger particles, and when you let light through it, the liquids, because of refraction, the liquid start showing a gold color because of the size of the particle. It's a nanoparticle, it will have yellow color. Anyway, if you choose to also make colloidal silver with this, then you have to order with it wall unit adapter, It has a place unit that runs on battery, but for colloidal silver production, you can pop in the adapter to have higher, not so much high voltage, but more current, stronger current. And you wait until the distilled water becomes yellowish, and you don't even have to check. It is going to be nanoparticle colloidal silver in good enough concentration to do healing, to have the full benefits of colloidal silver. Okay, my friends, so I don't want to take much of your time. More information is on my site. Go check it out. And if you need more information, you want a little brochure I have about it, let me know. I'll send you the brochure. And then if you receive the treatment, this can be one of the tools to save your life. But nothing comes close to plasma. You have to start loading on plasma to give your body chance to cleanse. And it will be throwing out everything that doesn't belong there, including the organelles. Okay, my friends? Much love. God bless you. Namaste.